Hello and welcome back to this week's video. In this week's video we have got a brand new fish tank, and this fish tank is a lot bigger than the last one, and it is 240 litres big and it is absolutely mint. It is my birthday today. I've just picked it up, just brought it back to my dad's house, and the other fish tank I brought a few weeks ago that you saw in the last video, that is at my mum's house, this is at my dad's, but I'm going to bring that small tank up here as well, so I'm going to have a cool little fish room up here, so it'll be very cool and you can all keep up to date on all the fish that I get. So in this tank came with this substrate. I kind of like it, but I think I'm going to mix it with a bit of black and do some live plants and do more of a live plant fish tank. But I haven't 100% decided what fish I want in it yet. I'm thinking of some sort of cichlid. It's a bit too small for Oscars. I want to maybe get an Oscar, but Oscars won't really go well with live plants, they'll just wreck the tank, so I'm not too sure. Let us know in the comments below what fish I should get. I've already got a small little community tank, so I kind of want something a bit cooler. I was thinking of maybe dwarf pufferfish or something like that. But anyway, let's talk about adding new fish to it later, and let's start setting up. So I've been to the fish shop and I didn't bring as much money as I needed. I've got one piece of wood and one small bag of gravel, and I've got some rocks in my dad's back garden. I'm going to test the rocks, see if they'll be good in this tank and they won't release any acids in it or lower the pH or raise the pH. So I'll have some rocks for it. I've got a big piece of driftwood. So this is the big piece of driftwood, and before you say yes, it was expensive. If anyone who keeps fish tanks, they will know that driftwood is ridiculous money. And this one piece of wood, £32. Something that comes naturally. I know it's been treated and stuff, but £32, that's expensive. I've also got one small bag of plant media, so I'll probably get like 3 more bags, like a lot bigger than this, when I go fish shop again tomorrow. So I will be also filming on this video for tomorrow, so there won't just be these two going in this video. So what I'm going to do, my plan is I'm going to push most of this to one side, and I'm going to use some of it to build it up so I don't need to use too much of the expensive plant media, because I'm going to have plants growing all across the bottom, and then I'm going to have a nice little beach area, so it's like a little crossover from light to dark, so different fish can stand out in different spots and it look really cool. But this is a mega piece of driftwood, to be fair. It's going to be sitting like this in that tank there. It's going to just be coming quite high up, and it's going to look absolutely mint stretching across. And I'll get a few bits smaller driftwood like touching this one, so it all looks like one big one. Get a load of moss on this, get a load of jabber fern growing up in the back, and it's going to look mega. So let's start putting some stuff in and start trying out some different things. I've also having some problems with the LEDs. I've just texted the woman who got it from, because I don't really know how it works yet. This is what happens when I turn on the LEDs. So I've got one pink light that kind of does its own thing, flashing. I've got one white light that kind of does its own thing, flashing. I don't know if one's just white, one's just pink. You have the white one on if you want white, and you have the pink one if you want pink, but I don't know how to stop making them flashing. So I've texted the woman anyway that I got it from. This tank was 240 litres, as I said, and I got it for £250. It was up for 300, bargained it down to 250, which works well for me because that means I can get more tank supplies. So let's chuck a few things in. I'm going to have to take off the lid, because the lid's quite hard to take off and on because it's loads of different panels to get the lights on, but it's a proper nice tank, and I'll show you a cool few montage clips of the tank now. I've also got this external filter. This came with the tank, including that £250 price bracket, so I've definitely done well for this tank. This filter, got a heater, got the LEDs, mega, and I've also got a big bag of like rocks for cichlids. So if I do a cichlid tank, eventually I will use them rocks for that as well, so I'll keep them safe. But this filter would definitely do this tank. It's got loads of media in, and the best thing about it is the media has already been cycled, because she's had this tank for over a year. So the media has got loads of natural bacteria in, so that means I'll give it a week or so and I'll start being able to having fish in it, which is absolutely mint. So let's try and set it up. I've never set up an external filter before. I've never set up a big tank like this, so I'm going to put the wood in first and have a quick look at that first, because I'm excited. Just about fits with a bit of pressure in its end. Right, so as you can see, I've done half and half. It comes in an angle. This is like naturally wavy. I'm going to have this more rocky. This is going to be the full black substrate, so this will be heavily planted over here. But then it will go into a nice open space, and I'll feed the fish over here, so they come out, you see the colours very well, and it will look absolutely mint. So I'm really excited for this fish tank build. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to clean that little bag of substrate that I've got, and put it in here, but he's not going to do it all. I'll get another bag tomorrow, get the wood in and go look for some rocks in the garden, and then after that we'll have to jump on tomorrow till when we go to the fish shop, and I'll film that as well. We'll get more substrate for here, we'll get plants, we'll get a bit more wood, and yeah, it will start looking mint. We'll fill it up today as well so it starts cycling, so it's ready for fish even sooner. And yeah, hopefully in a week's time I can get some fish. I'll dip the water obviously first, make sure the water's perfectly fine. I'll chuck a bit of quick starter in as well, and yeah, very, very exciting. So I'm going to go rinse that bag of rocks and start to put it in. So look at that, it looks mega where it meets in the middle and it just goes off slightly, and then I'm going to get two more. So that bag did cover the whole bottom of this, to be fair, which I wasn't expecting it to. So I'm going to get 2 more bags of that next time I go, so it's nice and thick so the plants, the roots can grip on nice and strong. So what I'm going to do next is stick in that piece of wood. So after this wood is in, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the filter, try connect that. Actually no, before I get the filter in, I'm going to go outside my garden and pick some cool rocks. I'm going to go from the back corner, coming out like that. So that looks absolutely mint. Coming out from the back corner, coming out so it gives the tank depth, and it's going to look really, really cool. So I'm threading these up to the top. There we go. So that is in there. Obviously I'll position it better when I've got the other one in and the water's on. And as I've said, you can see the pipe through the back, which doesn't look great. That's why I might get black card at the back of the tank, so you don't see any of the pipes and you don't see the white wall, and you make the fish pop a lot better.
Heater is now in.
Right, the heater is now on, the filter's on, all looking good. All I need to do now is go get the hose from the round in the back garden, stick some dechlorinator in, and give it a week or so and it'll be ready for some fish. But as I've said, I'll get some plants tomorrow, get some more substrate tomorrow, and it's going to be looking mint. So let's go get the hose pipe and chuck it in the tank. Before we get the hose pipe, we will go get the rocks out of soak and place them where we want to. So I got some rocks from my back garden and I time-lapsed this because if I left it in, this video is going to be like 30-40 minutes long with everything in detail what I did. So I put them in, I made the right side very open so the fish got a load of room to swim around, and the left side is going to be heavily planted as you can see. So let's get filling it up now, these rocks are in. So now the tank's filling up nicely, and as you can see, as it fills up, the wood does float, so when I get more substrate it will sink a lot better. I really like the design. It's very simple but very, very cool. There's a big open space so you can have a lot of room for bigger fish. Then you've got a lot of, it's going to be heavily planted on the left side, so then that's going to be a lot of places for little fish to hide as well. So if I want some tetra or maybe some guppies, I'll have to see what other fish I want as well, because I might get some angelfish and stuff and they don't really mix well. But now the tank is basically full. We'll jump on to the next day when I come back from the tackle shop. I did forget to film the tackle shop. We'll jump back from that now, so let's head over till the right,
next
so
day.
it's next day and I've been to the fish shop, but I did forget to film it, which was very silly of me, but I will show you what I've got now anyway. I've got one more piece of wood, the same colour as this one, and it's just going to also come along with it and make this side a bit more dense. And this was only a tenner, which isn't too bad for a piece of wood. So I've got 3 big plants in, I'm going to split them up so they can get very dense and cover the back of the tank. And then, if we go into the bag even deeper, 4 little culture pots. So, these little pots are really good. They are not cheap, they're like £6 each. So this one is Christmas moss, and it's relatively easy to grow, and this will grow well on the wood, and I'll stick these to the wood. The next one is something called Sagittaria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it sounds right anyway. But this, you plant it in the bottom and it will carpet the bottom of the tank, but only this black part, so that will look cool. This is Weeping Moss, and this one does look really cool as well, and it will weep like a willow tree. The next one is Spiky Moss, and this one looks really cool as well, and this will also be getting stuck to the wood. And the last thing, I've got another big bag of substrate, so this will be a lot thicker so the plants can grow better in it. So this is a 4 kilo, the last one was 2 kilo, this was £16. So first of all I'm going to go rinse this and I'll be back afterwards. to put this in the tank, and that will be the first job. And I just remembered when I was cashing out until the guy told me not to rinse this, and I did rinse the other one but not very well. So I think because it's got all the nutrients in and it's not all the big beads, there's some like little dust particles, that is good nutrients for the tank. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour this straight in now. So the sand's in and it's made a mess of the tank, it's all floating around. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take out this wood, take out the rocks so I can put moss on them. So let's get them out the tank. So we took a seat on the floor here, we've got all the mosses, 2 cool rocks and this main piece of wood and our super glue. So here what I'm doing, I am getting the little tubs, getting all the bits of gel off them, washing it off, and then I've got this aquarium glue just made for this. So you put a bit on, you stick the moss on and it stays and it will grow nicely onto the wood. And it's really cool. This super glue is on like £6 for 2, so I didn't even use half of this one. So I'll have it again for another tank build in the future. But this turned out absolutely great and I was really enjoying doing it as well. So I've got it on the main piece of wood, sticking it wherever I can, and then I also did a little piece of wood and then I did like one small one each on the little rocks. And hopefully it will grow well, clinging onto it. And I'm super excited to see how the weeping moss grows, and I'm very curious if it's actually going to weep like a willow tree and like hang down, because it's going to be really cool. So when that is finished, we'll get on to the next job. Right, so I put all the stuff on the sticks and I just realised I haven't flattened out this gravel, so I'm going to flatten out this gravel now and then get the big stick back in. Right, so the electric's back on. The tank is very, very murky, so I'm going to just stick that little piece of wood in just so the plants are in the water and the 2 little rocks, and wait for the tank to clear up, and then I'll get them all the plants in and also the grass. So we'll do that in a minute. So it's the next day and the tank has started to clear up and it's still not fully clear, as you can see. I'm sure if there was a white light it would look a lot clearer, but I'm stuck with this pink light at the moment until I can order a new white one. So I've got one of the plants here. I'm just going to take it on the pot and I'm going to take off most of this foam kind of thing. So this is what plant this is. I think you pronounce it Ecuador, that's what I want to say, but I'm not so sure. It also says rose underneath it. So let's get this one out, take a load of this foam off and open up them roots. So here you can see this, it's separated to 2 different plants, so we'll plant it separately so it will cover more of the tank. So there we go, the roots are on show now and I'm going to plant these at the back of the tank. So that plant's in now, let me get another one and do the same with that one. So the next one I'll be planting is this, and I'm not sure how you pronounce this one either, but it looks like bicopa. So that's what we'll go with. And that's what this one looks like, and I really like this one and it looks really cool. So let's get this one out the pot as well. So that one's in as well now, as you can see it's here. So what I'm going, like aiming for, I'm going to go on this side wall here, and then I'm going to go across the back, but only on the black bit. The white bit's going to be nice and open so the fish can swim freely there and you can see the fish, and the fish will be the centerpiece of the tank, and that's where I'll feed them, so I'll have loads of room to feed them. But then if I get any small types of fish, like some smaller tetras, I can have them, they will stay this side and they've got somewhere to hide all between the plants, the sticks, and it's looking nice and dense over here. But when them plants come through and get bigger, it's going to look really cool. So this one's also an Ecuadorus, but it's a different type, as you can see here. So it's a similar plant, but this one's definitely my favourite so far. It's very big, it's very bushy, and it looks proper cool. So let's pop it out in the pot. And there we go. So all of the plants are in now. All I've got to do is put the grass one in. But I really hope this big piece of wood doesn't come out, because I have a lot of trouble keeping it down. I probably should have tied some rocks to the bottom of it, but I didn't. It is staying down now, but if I touch it, it does actually move a tiny bit. So hopefully the roots will hold it in place as well, but I'll show you some close-up shots of these plants now, and then we'll get the little grass type of plant in. In them shots before, when I was putting the plants in, I should have put my ring light on. I completely didn't think and turned off that pink light. But as you can see the better colours, and the tank does look clearer. To be fair, that pink light is just very strong, so you see all the particles in the water a lot more. But the tank's absolutely awesome. I've got my favourite plant that I planted then is I've got a plant coming up in between the wood, so it's not just all at the back. This whole area is nice and dense, and it's going to look so good when it starts growing in. So what I'm going to do now is get that little grass type of plant. I'll get it out now and show you what it's called, because I don't know what it's called, and we'll get that in. I'd once say Sagatit area. I do not know how to pronounce these plant names, but I'm trying, and you can read them. So let's open up this one, and if you look at the picture on here, you can actually see, if the exposure comes down, you can actually see that it's letting off shoots. So this plant will shoot, and eventually it should cover the whole bottom. I might need to get an extra tub of it, because these are expensive. At my fish shop, it was 2 of them for £11 I think, and I got 4, so £22. And I put water in here last night just to keep it going through the night, because it is the next day and all the gel has gone off perfectly. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to rip this up into lots of little pieces, and as you can see, all the shoots, it came off with loads of shoots, and it's all connecting well. This pink light will be good for plant growth, so I'm going to rip them all to little bits like that. So I'll rip them up and put it on the floor next to me here, and then afterwards I'll go and plant it. And wow, doesn't this tank look absolutely amazing? If I come out the way, there's plants all everywhere, the grass is planted, and it just looks awesome. This grass will spread a lot, and this tank just looks absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to jump a few days in the future to do the outro and show you some cool shots when it's cleared up. The plants would have started to grow a bit even in a few days, because these plants grow quite fast anyway. So I'll see you a few days in the future. And wow, here we are, probably about a week in the future from the last clip you last saw, and the plant's starting to grow quite well, but I've still not got a light, so as you can see it's very dark. But if I bring my ring light close here, all the plants look absolutely awesome, and I'm so excited to add fish to this tank and do a lot more to this tank. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, to be fair, it's quite dark, but there's a lot of like a type of fungus growing on this, but the fish are eating it, and the guy did warn me at the fish shop saying it will grow on this piece of wood, but the fish will eat it and it is fine. And I also saw a snail earlier, which isn't really too bad of news, but it is kind of. I don't really like snails in my tanks. Some people like them, but I think they're a pest. But I've got one anyway, so I can't complain. I've got one, so there's gonna be more. They must have came in on the plants from the fish shop. So that will be it for this week's video. If you're interested in this fish tank and want to see more to it and see fish, and as you can see, there is a few fish drifting around, just a few fish that I've added from my other fish tank, because my other fish tank was getting a bit crowded because my guppies has more babies. So I've chucked a few fish in here, but I'm super excited. As you can see there's a little colourful gourami, which is proper cool, and I'm really enjoying just watching that one gourami. There's like a few guppies in here, and that's it really. But I'm really excited to get fish for it. If you got fish ideas, let me know in the comments below. But thanks very much for watching this week's video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.